The lights are coming on and the revs are rising. We are racing, and we are underway here for race number 1 here in Montreal. Global Group 4 is in North America, and it's a strong start from Ruben from the outside of the front row. He'll lead us into turn number 1 ahead of Rick Debray and Aston Lewis. Ben Driscoll falling into 4th position, just ahead of Jonathan Mills then, the second of the Alfa Romeo 155 is a couple of cars wide in the background. It's the two Adams, both off in turn number 2. Richardson and Liu both off in the first couple of corners. Drama at the back of the field, at the front of the field. A little bit of grass cutting from a few drivers as they make their way through the chicane for the first time here. Aston Lewis looking to try and make the move for second place here in just his second global Group 4 event. He is looking to convert pole to victory, of course, though, being a Suzuki Swift, it means pole to turn 1 rarely ends up with him leading the race, so he's got some work to do. He's already up into second spot, though, as we see the two Genesis drivers side by side here. Ben Driscoll on the inside of his teammate Rick Debray there out of turn number 2, and he does stay ahead for now, though. Those two very tight in battle, and it's going to continue down the back straight. Driscoll on the outside this time, and Debray with a lovely switchback is going to get that manoeuvre done as they head into the hairpin on lap number 2, and it's Driscoll back up the position, and you'll never guess what's going to happen now. It's Debray with the switchback, and he will make that move, but it's not going to be successful because Driscoll gets the better exit. Those four-wheel drive cars just get brilliant drive off the corners, regardless really of what particular line you may take, so perhaps nullifying some of the effects of a traditional switchback there as Rick Debray all over the inside curb. Definitely cut that corner, but he's going to keep his foot in it, go all the way around the outside now, and that will give him the inside line into this next left-hander. He's going to be the later of the two drivers on the brakes, and he'll make that manoeuvre stick up into third spot once more, but now we can see Driscoll. He's now going to be the one that attempts the switchback manoeuvre, and he will do just that to get back to the inside. Debray squeezing his teammate all the way to the inside. All the time the leaders are running away at the head of this field. Debray on the outside trying to force his way through them, and he does just hold on there. It's rare that you see side-by-side racing through that chicane. They managed to pull it off, though, as we're side-by-side for the lead as well here. Aston Lewis braking a little bit too deep there. That is going to open up the exit for Ruben, but the Swift may have a little bit more top-end speed to drive back alongside the Alfa Romeo. We'll see as they head towards that final chicane. It is Ruben on the right in the Alfa Romeo, already a winner in this series, looking to add another one to his name. Aston Lewis looking for his first career victory, and he's in the lead now after starting on pole position. He is up at the head of the field on soft compound tyres, looking to try and gap his rival, who is only medium tyres there in Ruben. The battle for third is back underway there. A big move from Ricky into turn number 1. He will get that position up the order. Ben Driscoll having to look to try and find a way back past, not quite able to do it there. All the while, Jonathan Mills is being invited into this particular battle as they head into turn number 3. Driscoll's going to stick his nose in there. There was not quite an opening there, and as a result, the brake straight over at the chicane, but does maintain hold of that position. And now we head into the bus stop chicane, and Ricky's bouncing his way out of there. Huge airtime from the Genesis driver, and crucially Ben Driscoll, he was too close to capitalise. He had to check up there to avoid his teammate, and that's allowed Jonathan Mills in the Alfa Romeo to put two Alfa Romeos in those podium places, albeit briefly, as Debray really brings himself back to earth, quite literally, and gets back on the road, but Jonathan Mills not giving him a second of time to react there, and he is into the rear bumper of Debray and up back into third position. Debray down into 5th spot now after that wild moment coming out of the chicane. Now he can see the two Genesis drivers. Who would have thought it? The battle continuing on lap number 5. Debray with the switchback through there will get the move done, and that is going to be lovely news for Jonathan Mills, albeit brief, because as they head into the next lap, you can see Debray now down the inside on Jonathan Mills. Mills trying to fight it all the way around the outside on the curbs there. They're going to be sliding off the corner there. A little bit of contact between the two of them. Driscoll brushing the wall behind them as well. All drama in this battle as at the head of the field. We've got a battle for the lead once more. Ruben retakes the lead of the race here from Aston Lewis. Almost soft tyres. Aston has not quite been able to put in the pace he needs to do to break clear of that Alfa Romeo. And now you can see the battle is once again on for the top position. Inside line at the hairpin for the Spaniard of Ruben. He does get the car through there nicely and into the lead once more. Aston Lewis having to work hard at the moment, but as you can see, perhaps not that hard it turns out, as the Suzuki Swift, with quite an advantage on top-end speed, clears the Alfa Romeo lovely down the back straight towards the chicane, and he is now back into the lead of this one. He's got another chance to try and break away up at the front, as now we see Mills wheel-to-wheel with Debray once more through turns 1 and 2. Debray with the inside line will hold off that position to the Brit of Jonathan Mills, as the Alfa Romeo is looking good around this venue so far here today. Ben Driscoll also in that battle as Rick Debray cuts another corner there. It's worth noting that during this race, Ricky did have 33 track limit offences, albeit no one actually went to the effort of reporting them, so he got away with that one. But in response to that situation, in-game track limits will be on from the next race to take away some drivers' ability to take liberties such as that. As Driscoll back into 4th position now, going to get ahead of Jonathan Mills as they head into this next chicane. Lap 7 of 9 now. Ricky in that 3rd spot, and Ben Driscoll looking to be in this battle once more. There's been quite a bit of changeable pace within this group. Sometimes it's been Ricky that looks quickest, sometimes Ben, even briefly Jono as well here. So it shall be interesting to see how this battle goes all the way down to the line. As Ricky, at the moment, sits in that 3rd spot. That's a moment from Ben Driscoll straight over at the chicane, and that indeed is track limits. But he will keep himself just ahead of Jonathan Mills. Can he defend into this next corner, though? You'd have to imagine with a bit of grass on those tyres, he's going to be struggling for grip, and he does go wide and nearly makes contact with his rival there. Mills just holds on. As up at the head of the field, it is new race leader once more, Ruben. At the front, he's past Aston Lewis as they head in to the hairpin. And I can guess what's going to happen here because we've seen it before. Ruben, he'll get a lovely exit off the corner with that full drive system, but he's going to feel the pressure by the time they get to the chicane because of that Suzuki's top end speed. And let's see, was I right here as they head in to the chicane? It looks like he might just have a big enough gap this time around, and he does indeed. He goes in way too deep, and that's going to open the door up. He hits the wall, contact between the leading two. They are well clear of the field though, as we've seen that intense battling for 3rd place in this one so far. It is now Aston with the inside line as they start the final lap of race number 1 here in Montreal. Inside line for Aston Lewis, and he will take the lead back away from Ruben. But Ruben, I'm sure, will not be giving this one up. He's still within range here, and as this race goes on, those soft tyres will only get less and less worthwhile as they head through the chicane. Now Aston hits the curb at a very bad angle, and he spins out from the lead of the race, but Ruben is going to wait. That is an incredibly sporting gesture from the Spaniard there. He's going to stay in behind, and he's going to allow Aston Lewis to maintain the lead of the race here. And we know the Suzuki strength around here, it is that top end speed, and because of that, he's going to come out of the final chicane for the final time. And in just his 2nd start in Global Group 4, it's pole to victory for Aston Lewis here in race number 1 in Canada, after a brilliant battle there with Ruben, as Ricky just holds on for the final spot on the podium. The far-red lights are on then as the revs rise. We are racing and we're underway here for race number 2 in Canada. It's another strong start from Ruben there. The four-wheel drive system working wonders there. It could even be an Alfa Romeo 1-2 as it's Ricky battling alongside with Jonathan Mills. Mills with the inside line will get that position, and that is going to open the door as well for Aston Lewis in his Suzuki Swift. Very swift in race number 1 in particular. Can he get up into 3rd spot here? No, not quite able to do it there. Already 3 positions lost for Aston Lewis, but that is to be expected with a front-wheel drive car from a standing start. He's now feeling the pressure though from Thomas Pierpont as well in this battle in the Nissan Silvia as they battle into this next chicane. Debray with a nice and simple pass actually made that one look easy over Jonathan Mills through that part of the lap, and he will be up into 2nd spot. But Ruben immediately starting to get a bit of a gap up at the front of the field. Only lap number 1. But he's got a decent margin already here as now Thomas Pierpont to the inside of Aston Lewis and Jonathan Mills. Can he stick his nose down there? Not quite able to get alongside far enough there to warrant the right for that position, as now they run into the hairpin, and you can guess what's going to happen here. A nice big braking zone coming at all of these drivers. See an opportunity. Pierre on the inside is going to try and make it stick there, as Aston Lewis trying to set up the exit here. He knows where his car is strong. Mills also knows where his car is strong, and it is on the traction off the corner. Not quite able to get alongside, though, the Sylvia as they come out of there. Pierre up into third position, but a gaggle of cars involved in this battle at the moment. 4 cars all absolutely nose to tail here. As it is, Mills looking to the inside as they head into the final chicane. Looks like they almost went 3 wide there. Mills to the inside of Lewis. Lewis looks like he went a little bit deep there, all sliding out of the chicane. And Pierrepont's loving that in his mirrors. That's given him a little bit of comfort heading into turn 1 this time around. As we got a change of lead here, Rick Debray has been able to take it away from Ruben, but Ruben has taken it straight back from him as well here. So Ruben still our leader at the moment, but Ricky taking the fight to him at the moment. Ruben, due to his success in events recently, he has got 2 sets of hard tyres for this event and 1 set of mediums, and he has used his mediums already, so it's hard in this race and the next one for him, whilst Ricky is using his soft tyres in this one and trying to put them to good use as he heads to the inside, and that should be the lead of this race for the Flying Dutchman out of there. Has he been able to hold on to that position? It looks as though he has, and in theory, with those soft tyres on his car, he should be able to start to pull away at the front of the field. But we saw in race number 1 that even soft tyres are sometimes no match for Ruben's pace, at least in similar conditions, although in that situation Ruben was on those medium tyres. Jonathan Mills getting his elbows out once again in the battle through the first few corners, this time on Aston Lewis. He's now through for 4th position. Adam Richardson making an appearance here in the Mazda 3 up into 5th spot, now ahead of the fellow front-wheel drive car in Aston Lewis, right on his tail now as they head into the next complex of corners. As Ben Driscoll, Dimitri Sotorakis all battling away here. Dimitri just staying ahead in his Mazda and will maintain that position for now. This is crucial battling, of course, as we know the top 8 are reversed for the grid of race 3. So whoever finishes in 8th place in this one will be on pole for race number 3. So it is a crucial battle to keep an eye on. And at the moment, it is Dimitri in that 8th position, but Seb Mills looking to try and make something happen there. Dimitri breaking a little deep there. He's gone straight over at the chicane. All of these drivers outside the top 8 know they have just one goal to try and achieve at the moment as they battle their way into the hairpin. They cannot let these drivers get away from them. This is their focus as Seb Mills goes a little deep on the brakes. Oh, and he hits Dimitri into Ben Driscoll. Driscoll straight off at the hairpin there. A bit of bumper cars into that corner, not what you like to see. And that is poor from them as Dimitri with a mistake coming out of the final corner. He's now been passed by Matthew Lilley, as now we see Aston Lewis on the tail of Jonathan Mills into turn number 1. Lewis to the inside, brakes much later than the Alfa Romeo, and just about gets the car stopped into there with just a lap and a bit to go. It's Aston Lewis in 5th spot now, but Mills looking to try and take that position straight back, using the traction to his advantage into the chicane. He's got the inside line, but Aston is really fighting it around the outside, leaning on each other. Wonderful racing from the pair of those drivers as they head in to the next chicane. It is Aston who does get a little bit of a margin over his rival there. As at the head of the field, it is Rick Debray on his soft tyres. A comfortable victory in the end for him. Ruben not quite able to take the fight to him in the end. It's 2 second places though for Ruben, but it's Rick Debray that's going to win race number 2 here in Montreal. 2 different winners in the first 2 races, but a common man in 2nd place. Can he go one better in race number 3? The lights are coming on the revs rise once more here for race number 3 in Montreal. We are racing and we are underway here as the sun begins to set. It is Matthew Lilley that will lead us into turn number 1 from 2nd on the grid there. Jonathan Mills also gaining ground as Dimitri Sotorakis, the pole sitter, after finishing 8th in that last race. He did lead us away, but immediately lost a couple of spots there as Tyler Davison straight on at turn number 1. That's going to cost him a lot of time as he looks to try and make his way back up the order. A very uncharacteristic event for the man currently atop the championship standings, although with how this event has gone, that is likely to change. Jonathan Mills at the front of the field now, ahead of Matthew Lilley as they head down the main straight. It's going to be 3 wide into turn number 1. It's Lilley on the inside, Sotorakis on the outside, and as they go into 2, it's going to be Sotorakis who maybe leads the way. A bit of door banging there, and he will. It is the Speed Greek that leads us out of turn number 2, and ahead there of Mills, who now looks to try and take that position back away from Matthew Lilley into the chicane. He will outbrake the Genesis driver. All of them a little bit out of shape though coming off the corner, and that has opened the door for who else but Mr. P2 in this event so far. Ruben is in 4th at the moment, but he's right in this lead group, and again, with hard tyres on his car, he showed that was no issue for him in the last one. Will he be able to make some moves here in this one too? Jonathan Mills there in 3rd position, losing a bit of ground there to Matthew Lilley off of that chicane. A small mistake from him, and that is time lost indeed, as that has also allowed his teammate to get it up the order as well here. So now, could we see 3 consecutive podiums out of Ruben? It's looking like it's a possibility at the moment. He is in this battle at the head of the field. There's a wide moment for Sotirakis from the lead. That's going to open the door here for Matthew Lilley to, on the switchback, get the lead away from him. They bang doors down the back straight, and it is going to be Matthew Lilley with that inside line. Sotirakis doing all he can to fight it out on the outside. Ruben trying to find a way through the mayhem, not quite able to do it just yet, as it is Matthew Lilley who will take the lead away, and Sotirakis drops into 2nd spot there. Ruben right on their tail, just looking for a way through at the moment, as the top 6 drivers all look to be pretty much a line astern as they head into the hairpin. A bit of contact there. Dimitri forcing his way alongside Matthew Lilley and out of the corner. Is it going to be the Genesis that will lead, or is it going to be the Mazda? The Mazda with a little bit more top speed than its rival in the G70. It does look as though it's going to be Dimitri Sotirakis that will lead, but look, it's a bump draft potentially going to become the way of Matthew Lilley. Who is Ruben going to go with here? He's looking both ways, but in the end it's going to be Dimitri Sotirakis that leads us into the chicane just about, but he goes a little leap there and he has to go straight on. That has now allowed all sorts of chaos to unfold behind, as we've got Matthew Lilley battling away with Ruben. We've got Jonathan Mills, Adam Richardson, Ben Driscoll not too far behind this battle either here, looking to try and get involved. But in the end, it's Ruben, the man with 2 P2s in this event so far, that will briefly take the lead. Can he go all the way around the outside? It's hard to tell there as the 2 Mazda 3s get into each other off of turn number 2 now. It is going to be Adam Richardson with the inside line into this next chicane. Can he keep his nose in there? Jonathan Mills right on the tail of this battle as well. It is going to be Ruben that leads ahead of Sotirakis, and then Mills gets through on Richardson. Richardson into the wall there, and that has opened the door then for Lilley to come through, and Driscoll as well there, and Aston Lewis, winner of race number 1, he's in this mix as well. Rick Debray, meanwhile, the race 2 winner, currently a bit away from this battle in 8th position at the moment here, as we are only just now going over the halfway point in this race. Incredible scenes so far in this one, and as you see in the battle for the final step of the podium, it is not calming down at all, as Ben Driscoll side by side with Jonathan Mills there through turn number 2. Looks like they're just about going to get themselves sorted out of there. Will Mills look for a move in to turn number 3. Doesn't look like he's quite going to be able to have a run to pull that one off, and has to stay in behind for now at least. But a little bit too much to be carried from Matthew Lilley. Might offer an opportunity here. Actually, it's going to offer an opportunity to Driscoll, as he now looks to try and make a way past Jonathan Mills into the next part of the lap. A bit of a straight coming up now. Could be an opportunity for these drivers to set themselves up for a good exit, and instead it is going to be Aston Lewis with a bit of contact there, and opens the door wonderfully for him and Adam Richardson. They both pass Jonathan Mills, and as they head into the next chicane, may well have a chance at Ben Driscoll. Not quite able to do it though. Adam Richardson ahead of Aston Lewis, and this battle is continuing to rage on at the moment here, as the final spot on the podium is very much in question as things stand here. It's Matthew Lilley on the outside. Adam Richardson sweeps up into 3rd position there. No real contest made from the Genesis as they head into turn 2. Another bit of a wide moment, perhaps a bit of contact there with Aston Lewis, and Aston Lewis is going to move up into 4th spot, and that will then allow Ben Driscoll in to the battle as well here. Jonathan Mills right on the tail of the 2 drivers ahead of him, trying to pressure them into some mistakes, and that is easily done there, as look how close they are off of the corner. Mills banging wheels there with Matthew Lilley all the time. Rick Debray, the race 2 winner, also getting involved in that particular scrap, as Aston Lewis, now the race 1 winner, is making the move to get up into 3rd spot here. Can he make a late challenge to our leading duo? He's got the inside line into turn number 1, and he will take that position away from Adam Richardson. They're all a bit of bumping and barging through that 2nd corner, but they all stay in the positions they're in for now. Aston Lewis is in at 3rd spot ahead of Adam Richardson, with then Ben Driscoll looking to try and take advantage here, as now the battle continues for this 3rd position on the outside. Now it's Adam Richardson on the inside, it's Aston Lewis. Adam Richardson with much clearer traction there on the exit of that chicane. He is up into 3rd spot once more here. The two front-wheel drive cars at the lead of this group should have a superior top speed, but will that last? We'll have to wait and see, as Dimitri Sotirakis in the lead of this race at the moment, but he's having to defend from Ruben as they head out of there. Oh, into the wall for Dimitri. That's going to cost him a lot of time, and indeed, the lead of the race changes hands. Ruben to the front again in this one as he looks to try and go second, first over the first 3 races here today. Incredible stuff here. An incredible performance from this man in Canada, but he has got someone who is doing all he can to try and take that lead away from him, and indeed Sotirakis fires it down the inside. The Speed Greek will make his way out of there. Dimitri will lead us into the final stage of this race, and as he heads towards the final chicane for the final time now, this is a man who only has a best finish of 7th so far this season. He's not even come close before, but look what's going to happen here today in Montreal. It's incredible stuff. Dimitri Sotirakis wins race number 3. What a fitting conclusion to a thoroughly entertaining event. The Speed Greek is out on top here. Wonderful stuff, as Ruben goes P2 in all 3 races.